then you guys in the back, you can be one group. You're going to be group B. And you guys over here are going to be group C. So, it's not complicated. Come on, let's just, here we go. There we go. All right, so you guys, you are A. So, everyone, A, raise your hand. A. B, raise your hand. Group B. Group C, raise your hand.
Yeah, 5 in the group.
All right.
I guess so.
Okay, here we go. So, before we start this activity, the one thing that really hinders us in business is people's influences in a negative way. We want people, we have that little child in us. We want people's approval. We want their giving us our thumbs up, especially family. And the problem with that is, who's an entrepreneur in this room that actually has their own business? So ask yourself right now, when has it been when you've had a family member that was not really being supportive for you and you felt like they were just like your biggest enemy in that moment? It feels bad, right? But see, what we have to understand, especially with family, is their whole view of the world is they don't like to see you leave them, right? So when you're growing, you're becoming who you are, especially as an entrepreneur, you're going out into the world, you're becoming who you are. Sometimes they get fearful because they feel like they're going to lose you. So what they do instinctively and selfishly, they don't mean to, but what they do is they try to hold you back. They try to hinder you because they don't want you to go and blossom and be the person you're supposed to be. So you have to realize that in this process of being an entrepreneur, whether you're a business owner, whether you work for someone else, that you have to love your family. And I'm going to talk specifically about family right now because they can be a big hindrance for us. You have to understand that family loves you, but they may not know the best for you as an adult. So you have to love them and accept them, but you have to also understand that they may not know you for who you are now. Not as a 10-year-old, but as the 20, 30-something-year-old that you are now. So what I'm going to have us all do, all right, Group A, raise your hand. Group B, raise your hand. Group C, raise your hand. C, I don't see C's. Group C.
We're C. Okay.
All right. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. You guys have to really, really, really pay attention, okay? So we're going to play a little kumbaya game. Yes, we're all going to hold hands. Don't be weird. Just hold your neighbor's hand. And you're going to close your eyes.
Prayer time.
Close your eyes. Now, what I'm going to do, it's not rocket science. Just listen to me what I'm saying. You're going to close your eyes and trust me on this. What you're going to do is you're going to pretend that like your team, whoever is the loudest, wins the lottery. The lottery is $100 billion at this point. So you want to make sure that your team is going to be the loudest. A, B, and C. There's 3 teams right now. So this is what you're going to do. When I start at 10, I'm going to count down from 10 down to 1. When I get to 1, I'm going to ask you a question. The question is, I'm not going to tell you yet. You're going to listen, and whatever, there's one person's name that's going to shoot up in your brain. You're going to say it out loud. You're not going to think about it. You're going to say it out loud. And whoever's team is the loudest, you are going to win that $100 billion between your team. Okay, who's ready? Yes or yes? Woo! Yes or yes? I can hear you.
Yes.
Are we excited? Yes. Okay. So, here we go. Hold your neighbor's hand. I'm going to count to 10. And when I get to that 1 and I ask you the question, you're going to squeeze your neighbor's hand as hard as you can, and you're going to say it as loud as you can, because whoever is the loudest, that team wins. Okay? Make sense? All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The person that gets you the most angry, their name now. Say it out loud.
Yeah.
Say it out loud. Say it out loud. Say it out loud again. Say it out loud. Say it out loud again. I can't hear you. Say it out loud again. Dad. Open up your eyes. Why? Why do you allow them to do that to you? Why? Why? Why?
I heard a lot of that.
Why? That's the big question we all ask ourselves. Why do we do that? Why do we allow ourselves to get these people underneath our skin? And guess what? When we allow those people to get underneath our skin, guess what happens to our business? We're distracted. Our business plummets. And we start wondering why we're busy doing busy, stupid BS that doesn't matter, right? Yeah. Perks up your ears for that one. Yeah. Because what happens is we like to stay busy being busy doing things that don't matter because we're worried inside that we're not getting that approval that we want from that person. So guess what we do? We're distracted doing mindless things that don't matter. Successful people do not major in minor things. So that's the difference between a successful person and a non-successful person. And the book I'm reading right now, Dean Graciosi's, who's heard of Dean Graciosi's? He's amazing, right? So he has this book called Millionaire Success Habits. I just started reading it, and the first tip he sends you is if you allow these people to get underneath your skin, you're never going to get where you want to be. Your money goals, your business goals, because you have to create a resilient mindset. So what I'm going to help you do now is something that I heard from Trent Shelton. Who's heard of Trent Shelton? He's a former NFL player, right? Now he's a big public speaker. He's awesome. So I like to listen to a lot of podcasts all the time. So this guy named Tom Ballou, who's heard of Tom Ballou? Impact Theory, yeah? So he gets all these amazing people on. You can listen on YouTube, it's all free. And he had Trent Shelton come on. And Trent Shelton shared something called the 4 A's that he does every morning. And I loved it because it's simple, it's easy, applicable in every person's life. And I did it in my own way, but I was like, no, I'm going to take what he did because it's perfect, it's easy for all of you. So does everyone have something to write on? A phone, pen and paper, something, just borrow your neighbor's pen if you need to. And these 4 A's are going to help you set your mind up right in the morning because the difference between a successful person and a non-successful person, the separation between allowing people to get underneath your skin, those people that you just said out loud, I heard someone say wife. I know the husband's going to be a pain too, not just the wife. But you got to ask yourself, what are they thinking about me? Because the moment we can take ownership where we are right now in our lives, we can actually own where we want to go. And you can't take full responsibility. You're always blaming, oh, that person gets underneath my skin, that person gets underneath my skin. You're never going to get where you want to be. So it starts by creating intentionally a resilient mindset. And that's what all successful people have in common. Success leaves clues. So I'm going to teach you the 4 A's before we close today. And the 4 A's is going to help you set up that resilient mindset so you're not going to let that person get underneath your skin. You're not going to let them bother you with what they say. You're going to allow them what they say, and you let it go. So the first A is appreciation. This is actually science connection here. When you focus on appreciation, they have this person get wired up to all these wires, and they saw their heart beating, and they saw the resilience inside of the body, how it affected them when they were in gratitude state. And I'm sure all of you have heard this at one point. They always talk about gratitude. It actually works. It actually is true. So the first A is appreciation. And this is what you do. You want to start with 3 small things. Thank your creator. Think what is the 3 things that you could be grateful for in the moment, in that morning. It can be simple as, I'm so grateful for my air conditioner. I'm so grateful for my cozy bed. It can be something simple. Just 3 things, okay? Appreciation. The second one, affection. Now, we're not taught to love ourselves initially growing up, right? Be nice to everyone else, but what about ourselves? And we're starting to hear that more and more. People are saying self-love is really important. Even as adults, especially as you build your business, you have to give that to yourself. So this may sound silly, but hey, what works, works, right? So starting your day after you have that appreciation, giving yourself a hug. So everyone right now, give yourself a little hug. Come on, give yourself a little hug, a little pat on the back. If you want to, kiss your neck, kiss your neck, whatever it is. But what that does, as humans, we need affection. We do. Think about how good it is when you get a hug from someone that you love. Why not give it to yourself? Think about it. We don't do that a lot. So the next one is affection. You want to give yourself a hug. It may seem weird at first. It's going to be weird at first. And actually acknowledging this is weird actually helps. Because then you just release that tension and let it go. So giving yourself a hug, giving yourself a kiss on the arm. Just being kind to yourself. That's important. The next one is accomplishment. So I do these 3 things in the morning. You don't have to do these things. These are my 3 things. Accomplishment. I do something called coconut white teeth pulling. Who ever heard of coconut oil pulling? So it's really, really good for your teeth. It whitens them. It cleans them out. I haven't gone to the dentist in over 10 years. No joke. It does everything. You can Google it. Coconut teeth pulling. What I do is I put that coconut in my mouth for 20 minutes. While I'm swishing it around my mouth, I read 20 minutes of personal development book. So I'm doing 2 things at the same time. So I'm reading Dean Graciosi's book right now. So taking that time to grow my mind. You have to do something in the morning of accomplishment that's going to grow your brain. just like you go to the gym to create those muscles, you got to create the mind muscles. You can't just hope for it to be better. You have to be intentional about it. So building your mind muscles, reading something. If you don't have 20 minutes, start with 5 minutes. Just do something to grow your mind of achievement. After I put the coconut oil out of my mouth, I'm done reading, I drink a big old glass of lemon water. Every successful person, Richard Branson, Tony Robbins, they all talk about the whole lemon water. It's very cleansing for your body. It detoxifies your body, and it alkalinizes your body as well. So those are my 3 little things that I do in 20 minutes. And then the last one is activity. I go hit the gym. When you sweat, you cleanse your body, you feel better, your endorphin rush, you have more focus and energy all day long during the day. Because this is the thing, we all have 24 hours in a day. Every single person, Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, they all have 24 hours. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is how they use their time. You have to be intentional, you have to guard your time. Going back to the whole person who gets underneath your skin, don't let the people that mind, what is that? I messed it up. The people that mind don't matter, and the people that matter don't mind. So remember that. You can love people that you're close to in your life, blood related, but it doesn't mean that you. That's the truth. You can love them and get the words back. Because you have to start guarding your mind. And the way you do that is doing these 4 A's every single day, Monday through Friday at least. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you start doing this, you're going to start noticing the things that used to bother you don't bother you anymore because you're being intentional about growing your mind muscles. So that's all I have for you all today. You can find me on social media, Tess Hugoboom. I'm actually launching my book, The Boom Effect, this fall, and this goes into deeper discussions on what we were just talking about today. So thank you guys so much.